Hello everyone, Gerone Wright is here again um, with another video here. In this video here, I'm going to be pulling up several drawings, sketch drawings of Leonardo da Vinci, okay, whom I have discovered um, through his efforts in his life work, what he is actually referencing and where his higher knowledge came from. And in addition, the meticulous kept record that Da Vinci actually recorded in his life work is pretty amazing. I was just thinking as I was sitting here, I did like about 4 of his sketches, and I can pretty much actually complete his work and so much, and so doing and describe as I go along what it is that he is actually referencing in his work, and why certain things are there. And I mean, it's truly amazing. You know, while I was doing this and I was going over his drawing, I think I got on like the 3rd one, and I said to myself, I said, it's amazing that you're not famous behind doing this yet. I mean, you have people doing stuff like the Da Vinci Code and other people making assertions about Da Vinci's work and just small and minute things about it. And I mean, you can see their shows on TV, and I mean, that kind of stuff takes off. But here I am with actual factual findings. I mean, stuff that can easily be verified, and yet I am not famous yet. Amazing. It's just amazing. It's like when the truth is not there, it's like it become notarized. It's people get airtime, but when the truth is there, it's like you can't believe it, or you don't want to believe it, or you don't want to accept it, and it's just truly amazing. But again, every video that I enter into and I actually create and put on YouTube, I say to myself, well, maybe this is the video that's going to take me over the top. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's just not meant to happen yet. But nevertheless, I'm a very humble individual, and I actually just being able to appreciate to see these things and understand them. Okay? This is Leonardo da Vinci's study of a bear walking. Now, I've made highlights, and I'm going to explain it. First of all, you could see the bear before. I highlighted these little scratch marks right here, and you can actually see a human body laid out alongside of the bear. Okay? There's the lower belly, the belly button. There's a leg in here. There's the stomach right there. I highlighted this, so that's why you can see it. If you Google the image, Da Vinci's bear, a study of a bear walking, you would barely see this, okay? But it is there. All right, I highlighted it so you can see. There's the breast there. That would be the left breast. There is the right breast. Coming up the upper chest part. There's a mouth, chin, nose, and there's an eye. There's an eye, and then there's the complete face there. Okay. Now you can Google it. Now, what is it showing? It is showing you that this human body, arm, and that would be the right arm, shows you that attached to that of a bear's leg. Then it shows you the bear's leg of that of being somewhat human, and it shows you a creature on the end of it. You see that? Snake-like creature on the end. Then it shows you, check this out now, then it shows you back here where the human's right leg would be. It would actually show that as being that of the bear's leg, and then you have another snake-like creature, reptile-like creature right here. In fact, let me highlight that for you there. Right here. And there's the eye. There's an eye there. That's the left eye. There's the right eye. There's 2 nostrils, and this is the snout. Okay. The bear's foot I can probably come in closer so you can see that. You see that there? There you go. The bear's foot shows a snake on the end, which I understand what that means. And you see that this bear bear claw in the back, right bear claw there. It shows you that rear bear claw shows you that there's a snake there, a serpent. Shows you here how it was changing in the right front claw. Okay, and that's the reason why it has that look as well too. Now I'm gonna back up. Oh, there's the human, like that's a better close up there of that human, like, and I'm gonna turn this so you can actually see. Now, what else is there to be realized? If you look up here, I've highlighted. There is a face. I'm gonna bring that in closer for you to see right there. There's a face right there. And that is the face of the mother of creation, the witch-like woman. If you come down here, there is a image of a dinosaur-looking creature right there. Okay, that is actually incorporated in there. So I'm going to turn the image around. Oh, I'm sorry. Back here in the left hind quarters of this bear's leg is a ape looking image, and it's just not one, but it shows you a morphing image of that creature. There's two of them, and it shows it's morphing out to the leg. Now, what do all of this mean? Davinci is showing us that through these ancient creatures, it shows you how there were genetic bridging and genetic manipulation with our ancestors and these creatures. And it's showing you through the encrypted presence of these faces how these genetics took off. It's almost like a genetic chart if you would know how to read them. Alright, I'm going to pull this up like this here. Now, you can see now that there's a body. Now you can the good thing about all of this is that you can Google this image. I'm going to see if I can bring that, highlight that for you. You can Google this image, and now that I've highlighted it for you, you will be able to see everything that I am showing you here. Other than that, what this looks like, if a person was to have seen the presence of this, they would just dismiss it as Davinci had created a drawing and abandoned it and then just put another drawing on top of it, where that's absolutely not the case. Davinci actually puts these sketches together like this, let them run together, because what he does is when he was making his paintings and his encryptions and his actual painting, he would actually take and run these drawings together, his paintings together, the drawings, and this is how you have these underlining images that I so candidly can see in all of the Renaissance artists' artworks. And that's where we get this. You would actually see a painting and the underlining image would show you the reference of a human and a bear ran together, which showed that they were genetically spliced with each other, and it shows you how these genetics go. Now, there's images like this with lions. There are images like this with hippos. I mean, it's incredible. It's absolutely really just fascinating, to be totally honest with you. But the good thing about all of this is that it is a record, and it is a record that actually can be read. And in doing so, it gives you a better understanding of who you are, what you are, and how you actually evolved into what you are today. Here's the
head of the snake-like creature, which represents reptilian. People, I know what all of this means. And there you go with that as well too. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go to the next image. Okay. And the next image is that of, let me bring in Leonardo da Vinci's study of the hands. Let me see, is that what that actually is? Leonardo's study of a female's hand. Okay, this is study of a female's hands. And I already done made some highlights. Again, let me bring this in some closer so you can actually get an idea of what we're dealing with here. Bring that down. Okay. In the study of a female hands, I'm going to bring that in closer. Again, you can Google this image. There is a clear image of a man. If you Google this image, study of a female, there's a face of a man right there. Okay, and you can see that without pretty much no highlights. Okay, and be wondering why I was there. Now, what you can't see is over top of the man's head, morphing that image, there is an image of an ape. This you will not be able to see until now that I pointed it out to you. You can see the image of the man. It shows you the evolutionary faces of our ancestors, which should not have been known to Leonardo da Vinci back in his 14th century era. Now, which creates a lot of questions as to how much Leonardo da Vinci knew and the technologies and behind his science. I mean, well, the science and his technology of the things that he created in his inventions make you wonder exactly what's going on. Now, in that, look at the woman's hand here, and inside of the hand, you can spin this image around, and in the darkened area of the hand, where we at? Inside of the hand, where we at here? No, it's way over here. That's why you can't see it. Inside of the hand, you will see see if you can see her there. Inside of the hand, there's two faces. They're very small. They're in the shadowed image. There's a witch-like woman facing down that way, and it has two of her likenesses. They're morphing one another. There's an eye. There's an eye. This would be her forehead, and her mouth would be here. She's looking out. Then she has her other presence, which is right here, and it's looking off into this direction. It's a two-headed woman, a witch-like woman, whom I dub as the mother of creation. She is commemorated in every inscription of these Renaissance artists. Why? Because she is equivalent to like that of Madonna. She is our creator, and she calls for our existence. Now, she also appears here, where you could possibly, let me see where we're at here. Oh, she also, I spin this around. Now, you're going to have to, the image is, I believe, upside. Is it upside down? Yes, it's upside down now. She is also right here. There's her nose right there. Down about her lips right there. Here's her chin. And this is her veil or hoodie like that she is wearing. About her forehead. This is a veiled forehead. And this is achieved by turning this image upside down. Here's her eyebrow, her eyes up in there, and there's her nose. Now I'm going to bring that in so you can get a better idea of what's going on there. Now, people, these images are very small and very complex to see. However, I am drawn to them instinctively because I know what they're there. I know that they are there, and I know what they represent. Okay, and this is what this is all about. Once you're able to start reading and seeing these images and know what they mean. Now, wherever this woman is, whoever she is, it represents bloodlines. You will also get the image of the ape. And if you take the hand and look in where we at right here. And this is, remember people, this is the study of a woman's hand. The ape, there's a abnormal setting in shadow right there. When you Google this image, Davinci study of a woman's, a female's hands, the ape is right there. Can clearly be seen now that I showed you that it is there. When you Google this image, go right there. Now there is more there, people, and I'm not going to show you everything because then we'll have people thinking that they'll know exactly what's going on and what's this and what's that. I'm going to leave some out of this, but there is more to be realized to this image than you could possibly ever know. But I'm going to call your attention to the ape, the mother of creation. She's in the shadowed image of the hand. Let me back off here some so you can actually see. More. Let's back off more. I'm going to call your attention to here. Here, there's a head, the clear visible head. On top of the head there is an ape. Okay, which you can't see. Here, you have to turn the image upside down. There's a Madonna looking like woman. Oh, matter of fact, you don't have to turn it upside down. It's actually upright. There's a Madonna looking like woman. She's right there, and that's upright. Okay, and there's our ape. Let me see if I can bring that Madonna like woman in. See that Madonna like woman like right there? She's also difficult to see, okay, and to realize, but she's there. The ape is more clearly seen right here at the fingers, and it lets you know, people, who we genetically are and how these genetics were actually altered. It actually shows us the path of these genetics. Now I'm going to do another one. This here is Leonardo da Vinci's study of hands of Saint John. Study of hands of Saint John. And by the way, people, too, now, even though these are the study of the hands of Saint John, these saints, I understand the true cause for their being saints, or why saints are in the branches of the level of Christianity. I know what they represent, just like I know what the nuns represents, the Pope, the whole nine. There are different levels of genetic bridging, and I know what they are. The monks, people, the cardinals, people. It is absolutely fascinating to understand what is actually happening with us and these different levels of these genetic bridgings. Okay, now I want to show you something. Now, this is a study of the hands of Saint John. Now, can I get this in closer? And I just want to. I'm not going to touch. These are very, very unclear images to actually see. But I'm going to draw your attention here with these hands. Go here, and you will see a reptilian dinosaur-like creature right there in the shadow, just as I just showed you with the woman's hands there. And down here at the fingertip, you will see the shadowed image of that of a lion right there. And on the back of the lion, you'll see like a mutation. It looks like a cartoon almost. And what they represent, just the appearance of these creatures represents an ancient bloodline that was created through genetic bridging and through genetic manipulation and alteration of mankind's genes, which calls for other likenesses of ancient civilizations. You sit back and we all know that we evolved from ape, I can't stress the fact enough that I actually know where ape evolved from as well too, but that's a whole nother story. However, where we have come to become for these other creations, our white counterparts, the blue eyes, the blonde hair, the red hair, all of these things, people, were not, they were specifically created through genetic, well, you might as well say genetic experiments of our ancestors that knew that our genes could be altered. And I know how it was all done. And not only do I know through my paranormal experience and encounter, I am fortunate enough that I can show you how it was done, not just by me speaking upon it, which I could do, but through the ancient records of these Renaissance artists who candidly recorded every single step of the way of how it was done, which creatures contributed genetically to these alterations. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And people, I mean, everything that we were already feeling and wondering about, but only speculating upon, there were actually records. They're everywhere. They're in ancient biblical history, meaning ancient biblical texts, um, which clearly details it all, even in the Bible, the Holy Bible, the Old Testament, the New Testament, all of that stuff, people, is recorded, and it references how we genetically became, how they travel from one place to the next, how the sexual innuendos are these images, and not only in Greek and Roman times why these people were naked. Underlining images shows you how genetics evolved from that of the ape through to black man, through to these creatures and these animals. It shows you these genetic routes of how our genetics were altered, and what were the ending result and the mutations of thereof. And it's shown in pictures, people, just like I'm showing you here with Leonardo da Vinci stuff. Now, of course, I saved the best for last. I'm gonna pull up another image of Leonardo da Vinci's. Oh, by the way, and you're probably saying, well, what is a lion doing here? I'm gonna, if you were to Google, what is it? This is Saint John, the study of hands of Saint John. But if you Google images of that of like Saint Jerome and other saints, you would actually see images of lions with these saints. And if you look closely at the images, you'll see that there are inscriptions of dinosaurs, and it shows you that these creatures, you'll see them with either like pinpricks or something of the sort stuck in their hands like this. You know what I mean? And it shows you that genetics were taken out. Or you'll see there's some images out there like with Saint Jerome with the lion's paw turned upside down with a pin into the lion's paw. Okay, that means that genetics were taken out of the lion and actually placed in Saint Jerome. And I know that you probably say, well, damn, Gerone, that sounds real far-fetched. But as you will see that all of these Renaissance artists are suggesting the same exact thing. And if it's commemorated like this saint right here, Saint John, I guarantee you that this is just a drawing. And I show you a dinosaur here, and I show you a lion there, and this little creature on the back head of the lion. I bet you that I can go to any Renaissance artist that actually has a painting of Saint John and show you that these creatures, their clear faces, are in these paintings, because this man is being commemorated for his historical moment and contribution to his, I would like to say, sacrifice, his body sacrifice to that of being genetically bridged, which altered the genes of that of mankind. Now, and then they're genetically bridged, and then how then the rest, the masses of people are genetically bridged through that of Christianity. And I'm saying through offerings, which when they say that you're getting the body of Jesus and through wine and the drinking of wine, which was actually the blood of, they tell you the blood of Jesus, and then the body of Jesus, they give you offering of bread, and I'm telling you that that is, I mean, contaminated with semen and genetics. I'm telling you that these genes are altered on a small scale and then on a mass scale redistributed through the people. And how that's done? Through the guise of Christianity and other religions. And that's how we are being genetically contaminated. You are looking to the skies for spaceships to come in, and you're looking for aliens and all of that, when in fact everything is going on right underneath your noses. And there are clear records of how it's all being done if you were to look, and that's how I can easily do this. Now, the best is for last. This is Leonardo da Vinci's agrostic profile. Now, he also has a grostic head of a woman. Now, I have a lot of this stuff already drawn out for you. Let me see if I have any. Oh, okay, good. Now, I was losing out on ink here, so that's the reason why this man is actually two-toned. On the back of this grotesque man's head, Leonardo da Vinci gives us a head and a face here. Here's one. I'm going to darken it in. This is actually hard to see when you Google the image. But now that I showed you that is here, look at the nostril on this creature here, looking almost that of reptilian. Da Vinci is showing you through the profile of, and through the drawings of these people, of bloodlines and how, what to look for. In other words, Da Vinci was showing us that in looking at the profile of a person, you can actually genetically tell what that person was. Well, I guess that's a poor way to say it. The genes, the dominating genes of that person, and that's what Da Vinci is telling us. There's a reptilian-like creature here. There's the mouth. Let me put that nose in there so you can actually see the snout around the nose. And then out of the top of that creature's head is another worm-like creature. There's the eye there, and there's the mouth. I don't want to mess it up because I'm upside down here. But there's a snake-like creature. The chin is snaking off of that creature's head. Now, it gets better, so hang in there for a minute because it gets better. You see that? There's the eye. There's no eye. I can give it an eyeball though, but there's no eye. I mean, there's an eye there, but there's no eyeball. So I'm going to give it a little eyeball there to give you a more of an idea. You see that eyeball? I put the eye in there now. These creatures, and then it goes complex, and it has a creature snaking off of his head, like something you would see there in Egyptian time. Now it gets better, so hang on here, and I'm going to show you something that you will be able to see. Now, look at the man's throat area here, and look at that. Now, looking at this, a face can almost be realized right there, but nothing that is actually recognizable to you. Look at this here, how that is all, as you would think, remember, there you go, there you go. Don't you see something wrong here? Then look up here in the hair. Right there. Renaissance artists utilize the hair area to make a statement of that of genetics. You see these little abnormal things about this here? And look at this here. You can almost see like a closed eye, the forehead, the nostril, and I'm coming around to the mouth. But look at that area. Now I'm going to shock you in a minute of what I'm going to do next. I don't care where these images are. They can be barely seen or barely visible. I can pull them out because I am paranormally drawn to this. I am connected to all of this. Now I'm going to draw your attention to something that's going to blow you away. Now, I'm going to take this image, and all I'm going to do is turn it upside down. And look at what our dear Leonardo da Vinci has done here. I'm going to turn it like this here. You see I cocked it at an angle. And do I have another pin here? I'm going to pin this up because I'm going to bring this in for you to see. Now the image is upside down, people. and it's cocked on a slight angle, like almost like a 45-degree angle there. And then I'm going to shock you on what is actually there. Here. Right there. You will be able to see this. I'm at the bottom of the chin. The mouth is like almost like stitching. Here's the face. Right there. There's a little genetic strand showing you that it's tied into the man. Here's the nose, the outline of the nose. Okay. There's the bottom portion of the nose. There's a line for the left eye, showing you that this is part of the dark world, dead world, and then an open eye over here, showing you that you have one eye in both dimensions. And there's the eye, reptilian-like eye. I'm coming around the right side, creating the eye. The face for the eye. And then here is this creature's top of the head. Now, and then look, people. Here's a worm coming out of the head there. There's a worm snaking out of the head there. And then there's another worm showing you going into the man's throat. Look at that, people. So, what do you think the message is that Leonardo da Vinci is saying? Hold on, let me put this, where we at here? Is it, there? I'm going to put this line in right there. So what do you think Leonardo da Vinci is telling you here, people? I know what he's saying. Look at that, people. Look at that. This is what Leonardo's work, life's work, is all about, right there. Look at this entire mass right here. There's a face here, and then there's one there, and it's tied in with this man. Look at that. A head here and a head there, with worms coming out of it. Take a look at that for a moment. Look at that. I can bring that probably closely in. Now Leonardo's been long dead, what, 500-600 years? I'm not Leonardo da Vinci. How come I can understand his work so good? How come I can bring you these images? You can Google this image, turn it in that direction, and you will be able to see exactly what I see. No matter what Leonardo da Vinci has done, because of these encryptions, because of my paranormal experience, because I know what it is that Leonardo is trying to tell us in his encrypted style paintings and artworks, I know exactly what it is that Leonardo was up to. Amazing, right, people? My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel. I'm also on alien UFOs. That you run them together, alien UFOs, dreams and experiences. My title on my forum there is I Am an Alien and So Are You. I have had a genuine paranormal experience encounter where I was actually taken up out of an out-of-body experience to a point in space in mid-afternoon and look back down on our planet. I am connected to space. I am connected to everything that is in existence. I know why we are in existence. I know of ways that we can survive differently than that of what we are surviving. I know of ways that we can survive here on the planet that are different than that of which we are surviving. I understand the global warming factor. I understand the extinction factor of human and mankind. Pretty much, people, in a nutshell, I understand everything. I don't feel as though I'm better than you. I don't feel as though I'm better than anybody else. I don't feel as though I'm better than God or I'm better than a demonic people. I don't feel as though I'm better than anything. But what I do feel is that I understand everything that is going on, and I understand myself, and I believe in myself more so than I believe in anything else. And this, people, is why I'm able to do this stuff like this here. Come out of your shell. because that of which you are truly supposed to be believing in is a false representation of what everything really is. Okay? My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel. Again, send this to a friend. Send me viral. You know what I mean? If you really want to get there, I need a team of experts. You know what I mean? Because I am not the best narrator for actually putting this out there. You can Google these images and look at them for yourself. And you tell me why Davinci has a grotesque man's head and these creatures. And I'm sitting up here telling you that they represent bloodlines of our ancient ancestors. And it shows you how we evolved from this. Thank you. See you in my next video.